Hi, I'm Nadia and I'm the Yogi.
And I'm Michelle and I'm the Blonde.
And this is the Yogi and the Blonde podcast.
In this podcast, we offer guidance,
Motivation,
education,
and inspiration
to help you adopt healthy habits you can sustain for life.
If you enjoy the podcast and would like further information,
head over to our Instagram or YouTube pages.
You can find the links in the bio. Welcome everyone to our episode today. Today is a short bonus episode. It is about our experience for doing the 30 plants a week challenge. So we've got that, it has already started. We've got that going on Instagram, but we wanted to share our experience because we wanted to test it and see how it was. Because when we first spoke about it, we're like, that looks like that. I don't know if I can do it. But yeah. So we're going to share. Michelle, take it away.
So we came up with the idea originally of the 30 plants a week challenge based from a study that found that people who ate more plant-based foods had a more diverse gut, which leads to better health outcomes. And 30 plants a week seems like a lot. So we thought, well, this might be a good challenge to do just to see, are we actually eating 30 plants a week? And how fun would it be to open this challenge up to everybody else as well? So we did the challenge, and I'm not going to lie, I smashed the challenge. In week one, I got 41 different types of plant foods in the week. And just a recap, if you haven't heard of the challenge, if you're just listening to this for the first time, it includes any vegetables, any fruit, herbs, spices, nuts and seeds, legumes, and whole grains. So all of those things are included. So over the course of the week one, because I did 2 weeks, I actually got 41 different plant-based foods. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that.
That's a good one. Because I was the same, because I smashed it out quite easily that first week, no problem whatsoever.
What number did you get? Do you remember?
I think it was close to the same as yours, because I know we were tallying as we were going through. I don't have my paper with me and I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was close to you as well, if not 39, 41-ish, somewhere around there. Somewhere it was easy. You smashed it out quite easily at the beginning of the week, right?
Yeah.
But Michelle and I also were conscious of what we did as well. So my first week I smashed it, but as you'll see for those that are on Instagram, we are going to have recipes on there. And these, some of them, like the smoothie alone, I think had like 5 different plants in it, right? And then we had the there was the curry, and the curry had, what was it, like 9 or something?
9
it was like
10, yeah,
like including the spices and the herbs. So, and it was such a delicious curry as well. And then you had rice, which would have been another grain as well. And then we also did a mac and cheese. So, and that again, and we were trying to get through a few different things through this mac and cheese, where you're getting the cauliflower, you're getting, what was it, the butternut squash. I was doing dairy-free, gluten-free, because I'm gluten and dairy-free. So so I did that. There was quite a variety. And what else? Yes, nut and seeds. There's a nut one as well. I'm going to be introducing this one. Michelle hasn't tried it yet, but it's a I'm going to do it this weekend, love. So you'll get some on Monday. So it's a olive and rosemary sweet and salty nut mix. So it's great because you're using such a variety of nuts. And so you've got some different plant bases there. Then you're using a fresh herb of rosemary, and then maple syrup, which is not a plant. Well, depending, but it's been processed. That's another story, another time. But then you get a bit of salt on it. So if you're like a sweet, salty person, you would like this one as well. So you're getting a few different things, and you know what's in it because you've made it. That's the other thing as well. How was because your first week, it was you did your first week at one bit, and then your second week was at another time, wasn't it?
Yeah, so in my second week, I exceeded my 41. I actually got up to 49. It was really annoying because I should have just added something to get to
For
50.
50, yeah.
And the reason I got even more the following week was because I then tried your recipes. So Nadia developed the recipes. She made the gluten-free, dairy-free versions, and then challenged me to make the recipes, but in a non-dairy, non-gluten free way, so that we've got options. So I made those recipes in my week too. So I absolutely blew my total out of the water.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so and I think what's nice about the challenge is that it does maybe encourage you to try other recipes and other things. Try adding some of this, sprinkling some of this, just to kind of get those numbers up, and it makes your food so much more interesting. And it helps obviously with that diversity in your gut as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
adding those recipes made a
And
big
it,
difference to my week too.
and it brings down the processed food eating as well, and it's more natural, because when you think about plant-based, you can get a lot of plant-based stuff, but it's heavily processed, so that means you've lost your nutrients as well. So I find just be able to make things from home in that way can make a difference, especially if you've got the time, and that's why food prep is so important. I found that was the big thing, right? Now,
Absolutely. And actually, food prep was something that I was worried about at the beginning of the challenge because I eat basically the same a variation of the same food every day. I have the same breakfast every day. And I was really excited because hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My breakfast is six different plant-based foods in one.
what
So I
is
was like,
it?
oh
What
wow.
is your breakfast?
I have oats, chia seeds, linseeds, and raw cacao powder. I add protein powder, um, mix it all together with plain yogurt, and then I top it with mixed berries,
Okay.
strawberries, and berries.
So what is that? So that's the oats, the
Oats,
linseed,
the chia seeds,
the
the
linseeds,
cacao, because it's just raw
cacao.
cacao powder, the strawberries, and the blueberries.
Nice, nice. And that's like the same for the smoothie that I've created for the
Yeah,
recipes as well. It's
yeah.
spinach, mango, strawberry, basil, avocado, and then I use far bean protein powder, and it's just far
Nice.
bean, right? And then there's marine collagen. What else do I got? Guys, don't worry. It will be on our post, so don't stress about that of like trying to write everything down, because I've got everything all written down for you. Vanilla paste, and I use monk fruit as a sweetener for the sweetener. And I think that is it. Yeah. And then just water, and you just create your own consistency and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was delicious. I was quite surprised with the basil in it. And I made it this week again, and I added more basil, and it was even better. So I've adjusted that to the recipe as well. So just keep an eye out for that, guys, because that's going to come on on our IG on one of the days. So
I
that'll be
love basil.
the fruit day. So just keep an eye on that. It's a mango strawberry basil. Um, what is
Yum.
it? Protein powder. That's it. That was a protein smoothie. Oh, protein powder. It was protein
Because
smoothie.
we love protein also. We love
Yes.
protein.
Yeah.
Now, with the challenge, did you have any difficulties?
Thank you for asking, Michelle. I sure did. The second week was a last minute decision of going back to Canada for my dad's funeral. And with this, Michelle and I had some good conversations, because I was like, okay, what am I going to bring on the plane? Because I'm conscious, because when you're economy, you don't get much for food. And trying to find snacks in an airport that is gluten-free can be quite difficult. So I pre-bought some snacks, and Michelle and I were talking. I thought, oh, ginger would be good if I get like a candied kind of ginger. And when Michelle and I were discussing about this, what was interesting, because you remember this conversation we had, Michelle, and I was like, actually, I can't count that because it's so processed. When I was looking at the ingredients, it's so processed. So I couldn't even count that. But then we were talking about the nuts and the nut bars that I had gotten that didn't have any gluten or dairy in it. And even though I didn't count it in my thing, I could have and should have really doing it in my account because traveling, I found it hard because um staying where you're not in control of your food that much. Like what I mean by that is my family had organized that this is what we're eating this day and this is what we're eating that day and stuff. And it was quite fascinating. Like I ate more fruit than I normally do, but didn't have as much diversity in the vegetable area and whatnot. But I did try a vegetable, what was it called, yucca, which by googling it I found is what is used to make tapioca or tapioca flour, so which is a gluten-free flour. So and it's also used as a thickener. I use that for a thickener as well. Yeah, so that was interesting. So I did try something new, which was good. And then that's what's good about this challenge is you're trying something new, you're trying something different. And this is good for the gut. Very, very good. Just as exercise is actually good for the gut as well. So yeah, so I struggled in that, and I can't even remember, but I think I was like either just shy by one for 30 or I just went over 30. So it wasn't that difficult. But then if I look at my first week and I, hit easily over 40. So I was quite happy, even though part of that was transitioning into me going away for the week. So, but still, I think I did fairly well.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, even though traveling, but it does it makes you think. It does make you
Mm,
think. It makes you think of going, oh, of what you're eating and trying to create that. So I was trying
yeah.
to make a bit of a conscious effort of it and thinking about it. I have a smoothie every day. I brought my own protein powder mix. Yeah, and I even used spirulina as one in my one thing, and we were discussing about it, and we counted that as a plant based because it didn't have anything added to it. It was just dehydrated powdered spirulina. But then I wonder again about the process part because it is a healthier portion of the process. I guess this is a conversation we need
Yeah.
to have some other time.
This is a conversation that is a whole other podcast. So perhaps that will be our next podcast where we discuss around processing because I've got something to teach you with that.
Cool.
So there we go. That's our summary of how we got on with the challenge, which, if
Yeah.
you're listening now, is currently running. If you don't know what we're talking about, please head over to our Instagram and check it out. Get in touch with us if you have missed this and you're listening to this in the future and you want to learn more. Just get in touch with us. The more the merrier. We'd love to hear your feedback. We'd love to hear how you get on. So contact us, let us know how you got on, let us know if you found it easy, let us know if you found it hard. What were your challenges? Did you get to 30? Did you smash it? Did you get to 50 like I almost did? So yeah, give us your feedback. We'd love to hear more.
Oh, Michelle, before we finish off, can you share, because you had a client, you had two different outcomes. You had one that smashed out easy within days, and someone else only got like 15 through the week.
Yeah, so I actually have been getting my PT clients involved in this as well. And some of them have absolutely smashed it. One of them got to her 30 plants within 2 days. She is vegetarian, so she is predominantly plant-based anyway, but she got
Yeah.
more than 30 in 2 days. So
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive. Then on the other hand, I had another client who only got to 15 over the course of a week. So we had
Yeah.
a bit of a chat about that, and there's some changes that she's going to make to her diet to improve the number of plant foods that she's going to eat. So, we all live completely different lifestyles, and that plays a big factor in this as well. So
yeah, like I've got one client that's traveling at the moment and she's vegetarian, and she's doing it. I challenged her to do it. So obviously I haven't heard from her, and I've got a few others that are doing it. Some of them have started this week. And some of them are using it as a detox from a fun, playful weekend with her husband and a bunch of other couples. So that will be interesting to hear how she does with that as well.
Awesome.
So we'll keep an eye on Instagram, hearing back from them, and we'll share what they've shared with us. But thank you for joining us for this bonus one. Good luck with the challenge. Keep an eye for the recipes. And remember, meal plan. Think about meal plan. So then you can already count out your how many plants you're having a week.
Fab. Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, guys.
See ya. Bye.
If you have enjoyed listening to our podcast today
and want to hear more, please subscribe using the button below.